It started with coffee, a single cup, a missing cup, a silent question mark at the beginning of a long day. I opened the fridge, eyes scanning the shelves for my labeled carton of milk, only to find it half empty. Again. The eggs were cracked, my favorite roast scooped out, a spoon left in the tin like a middle finger. That was the morning I stopped pretending it was accidental. 3 of us live here. Me, 31, and 2 other guys. We rent a flat together. Nothing fancy, but it works until it doesn't. From day one, we set a rule. Everyone buys their own groceries. Label them. Respect them. Seemed simple enough. We didn't want to play food police, and I sure as hell didn't want to spend my life arguing over breakfast. But rules only work when everyone respects the line. At first, it was small things. A splash of milk here, a slice of bread there. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Hey man, no biggie, just replace it when you get the chance. And he'd smile, nod, promise. Totally, I'll pick it up tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. Then it happened again, and again. Milk, eggs, coffee, oatmeal. My name was written on everything, and yet somehow it vanished. And every time he gave the same tired promise, I'll replace it. But the fridge stayed empty, and I stayed tired. I didn't want to be the guy who kept score. I didn't want drama. I just wanted to come home from work, open the fridge, and find what I paid for. So I stopped asking. I stopped hoping. Instead, I bought a mini fridge. It was a quiet, private act of protest. I moved my groceries out of the shared kitchen and into the small fridge in my room. No announcement, no confrontation, just protection. At first, it was peaceful. I had my things. He had his. But peace is rarely quiet for long. A few days later, he came to me, annoyed, almost wounded. He asked if I moved my groceries. I said yes, calmly, respectfully. He looked at me like I'd insulted his mother. You're being petty, he said. You're killing the vibe. Killing the vibe. That phrase hung in the air like a punchline with no laugh. I wanted to scream, but I didn't. I just stared at him, trying to make sense of the upside-down world we were apparently living in. The vibe. Apparently, the vibe was me subsidizing his groceries. The vibe was me playing parent while he played victim. The vibe was me not speaking up while my paycheck disappeared one carton at a time. And now that I'd drawn a boundary, that was the problem. I told him plainly that I wasn't trying to create tension. I just wanted to eat what I bought. He shook his head, walked away. No apology, no self-awareness, just the sound of a vibe dying in the hallway. But here's the thing. I didn't want this. I didn't wake up one morning thinking, hey, let's create household friction over some eggs. I tried being chill. I tried trusting his word. I tried giving it time. But what do you do when someone keeps crossing the line and then accuses you of building a fence? This wasn't about food anymore. It was about respect. Every time he dipped into my groceries, he made a choice. His convenience over my consent. And when I quietly changed the system to protect myself, he made me the villain. So yeah, maybe I killed the vibe. But maybe that vibe needed to die. I stopped engaging after that. I stopped explaining. I lived my life, mini fridge humming softly in the corner of my room, like a private declaration of independence. But the tension didn't disappear. I caught him rolling his eyes when I walked into the kitchen. I'd hear muttered comments through thin walls. I started to wonder if he might one day come into my room while I was gone. Take something, just to prove a point. I locked my door when I left the house. I labeled even my salt. It felt ridiculous, but also necessary, because when trust is broken in a home, every small act becomes a defense. And every day, you wake up wondering which version of your reality the other person is living in. And yet, he kept acting like I was the one being unreasonable. Like I should feel bad for not feeding him. He never said sorry, never replaced the missing food, never admitted what we both knew. This wasn't an accident. It was a pattern. A quiet form of theft dressed up in a chill roommate smile. One day, I overheard him telling a friend, "Yeah, my roommate's gone all paranoid. Took his food into his room like some kind of troll. It's just groceries, man. Chill out." Just groceries. But it's never just groceries, is it? It's trust. It's boundaries. It's whether or not you feel safe in your own home. It's whether you're allowed to have something without being guilted into sharing it. Because this isn't kindergarten. This is adult life. We work, we budget, we plan. And when someone treats your labor like a free buffet, something inside you starts to feel small. Like your effort doesn't matter. Like your needs are negotiable. I never thought I'd feel so alone in a full apartment. But there I was, sitting on my bed, eating dinner from my lap, fridge quietly humming beside me. And I kept asking myself, over and over, did I go too far? Was I too rigid? Too territorial? Too cold? Or was I just finally standing up for myself? So, am I the asshole? You know, when we talk about roommates, it's easy to joke. About dirty dishes, loud music, stolen socks. But behind those jokes are real people navigating real boundaries. And sometimes, the person who gets labeled petty is just someone who's tired of being taken advantage of. This story isn't about eggs or coffee. It's about dignity. About learning to draw the line when someone keeps crossing it with a smile. It's about the quiet strength it takes to say, enough. And yeah, maybe that means buying a mini fridge. Maybe that means locking your door. Maybe that means being called petty by the person who benefited from your silence. But sometimes, protecting your peace is louder than keeping the peace. So, to anyone listening who's ever felt like they're killing the vibe just for standing up for themselves, maybe the vibe was never yours to protect in the first place. What do you think? Have you ever been made to feel guilty for setting a boundary? Let us know in the comments. This is AITA Stories. Thanks for listening.